Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, Bashem Rakah Kadash. My name is Yakalba from Plaintables Philadelphia. There's a space, online. I don't know how much it actually permeates through actual life, but you have a group of women, mainly black women. I believe it's a black women's movement, tribe of Judah mainly, I believe, saying that they're divesting from Judite men or so-called black men, or in general. It may be Benjamites and Levi among them, but for the main part, it looked like it's Judah is the one spearheading this divestment. Now, I don't know that much about it, but I know on the surface they're tired of being treated poorly, and they want to date either other races or just be single or something like that. So in the faith, we treat our women as wives, as ornaments. We take care of our wives in the faith, but in the world, you're gonna get a lot of demonic energy on both sides. All right, and what's causing this is women in general, not just these divestors. They believe that they're in charge. They believe that they're the equal. You're equal, and the Most High God Yahweh and His Son Yahushua never intended for that thing to be, except when we're under the curses. So now that we're under the curses, it's permeating throughout their mind that they're equal to men. All right. Now here's the curse. There's curses on both sides, but I'm focusing on divestors. Now it says Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Now the divestors and the piece of shit dudes out there, y'all need to get together and work something out. Because we don't want nothing to do with any of you. Or I guess, the women, you can just go marry Edomites or whatever, which you can't really do, but, they're just crying out for attention and crying out for good, pipe. And a bunch of fucking money, I guess. That's what they want. Really, they just want money. Deuteronomy 28:54. So that this is the curse. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother and toward his wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children that he shall leave. All right. So the curse is, so this is the mindset you have when you are without the Lord. All right. You're pretty much just concerned about yourself, and your mind is set up to transgress the laws. All right. 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set her sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. All right. Then it goes into the siege, and in general, you have a lot of hood women that are very irresponsible. All right, and but their irresponsibility and their stupidity leads the children to be develop different diseases and to be put to death out in the world. All right, because they're the ones that are left with the children, so therefore they're in charge. All right, and they take on this the strong attitude. So, but then we know it's an act. These women are not strong. It's just an act, and don't want to admit when they're wrong and that they need help. It's funny how the strongest, the ones that have the most mouth tend to be the ones that have the most failure. All right, and that complain the most. All right, it says that was it there. So under the curses is the reason why these evil things happen to us. All right, on both sides, men toward women, women toward men, and the parents toward their children, is because we're under the curses, because we stopped following the laws of Yahweh and His Son Yahushua. All right. Now, they have taken the bait. All right. Our women have taken the bait. All right. So I'm a prophet. I consider myself a prophet. I believe I am. So I don't. I'm not on the other side. I'm on the righteous side. Yahweh Shai righteous side. So when I'm looking out, the choices I got to deal with, they're mainly women of the apostasy. So this is pretty much the main, women that we got to deal with. All right. It says apostasy. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, and this is who the men that we contend with on the street. That don't know the scriptures, and they really don't believe. They just kind of want to have a conversation here and there, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. All right, so they've given heed to the doctrine that Esau put out there, and they've taken the bait. So now, who's leading these Israelites, these wicked Israelites? The Esau, the devil, is leading them. So they're under the control of Satan. All right, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. All right, I looked it up. Seared with a hot iron. Carry about with them the perpetual conscience of sin, meaning they're pretty much set up to be destroyed. Right. Who carry about them the perpetual conscience of sin, whose souls are branded with marks of sin, the conscience seared. All right, meaning it can't get right. It can't be converted. All right, no matter what you tell them, they ain't gonna listen, because their conscience is seared with iniquity, sin on top of sin on top of sin, because they've taken and the doctrine of the devil into their spirit. And the only thing that can be left for them is their destruction of the flesh, so that spirit can be actually be freed and return to the Father and to be reincarnated into the flesh and into the kingdom. All right, so for some people, there is no hope. You can't do nothing. You can't tell them nothing. It's no tone that you can take. As soon as you say something negative, they automatically turned off. They automatically, wait a minute, well, nigga, what you doing? They automatically question you when you're just telling them what they're doing wrong. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, meaning that they're acting. All right, saying they're a certain way and they're really not. Having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats, which the power has created to be received with thanksgiving, and to them which believe and know the truth. Now you have a lot of mainly women that are pretty much just been taught to play the field and never find a husband. See, a man doesn't have to get take a wife, but a woman, she really has to, because she has to be under the leadership of someone. If she's not under the leadership of a husband, she's supposed to be under the leadership of a father or her brothers or uncles. All right, but our women, they're pretty much just on their own because they want to be, because they lack discernment. They're not spiritual. So they get with guys that are pieces of shit, and they wonder about the results they get. All right. For every let me see. This is, I think that was it. So we have 1 Timothy 5. So they're divesting, which that's completely against the scriptures. However, it does go alongside with the curses. All right. It says, and that's good. See, the thing is, the more you go along with the curses, like things that you can change once you hear the truth. Like some things we can't change, because we're under the curses. But other things, we can mitigate, and we can, get rid of certain things. All right. Like a woman's not supposed to be in charge of nothing but what's given to her of her husband. All right. It tells you here. It says First Timothy 5. This talks about an older woman, becoming a part of the ministry. Just let not a widow be taken into the number under 60, 60 years old, having been the wife of one man, well reported of good works. And there's also a doctrine about your baby. You don't got to marry. I'm talking about going to Esau getting a marriage license. I'm talking about actual marriage. You don't have to marry. It'd be your son's or daughter's father. That's actually a doctrine out there. You can find a stepdad. So they're not governed by Yahushua's law. They're not governed by they're not in the faith. So they're supposed to be behaving that way. So it's not surprising. All right. So men, understand these are the women you're going to be dealing with. All right. So avoid them with all costs. The solution is avoid them. All right. Don't talk to them. Don't help them. When you see them walking down the street, walking on your side of the street, cross the street. Wait for the track. Cross the street. Don't avoid them at all costs. Don't help them. Don't support them. Leave them by themselves. All right, and then the Lord going to destroy them at the appropriate time. Well reported of good works, if she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers. See, this is the work that women are supposed to be doing. All right, if she have washed the feet of saints, this is something they would never do. I've done this. Brothers in my camp have done this, but a woman, these wicked ass women would never do this. If she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work, because like it or not, we are in charge. The men are in charge. We telling you what to do. All right. If she have, but the younger widows refused. I can end the lesson right there. And that's our women in a nutshell. Mainly, those certain tribes. It really permeates throughout all the tribes, but it affects those three tribes the most. All right, but the younger women refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against the Mashiach, they will marry. Let's see what wanton means. To feel the impulses of sexual desire. All right. Become voluptuous against. To feel the impulse of sexual. Somebody shows up one time. Yeah, so when they get to a certain age, then they'll want to get a man. And if you dedicated yourself, to the Lord, and you may have taken a vow, but then you want to break your vow because you get a little hot. All right. For when they have begun to wax wanton against Hamashiach, they will marry, having damnation because they have cast off their first faith. All right. I would therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. And that's the order you're supposed to be in as a woman. All right, I would therefore that the younger women marry, but again, they're refusing to marry. They just want, a lot of them just want the money. All right, and by the way, if you didn't know, there's no such thing as financial security. I don't know, people. The white man, the devil, lied to you and said that there's such thing as financial security and this proverbial bag. All right, there's no such thing. All right, you can have a certain amount, but it depends on the economy. All right, and the situation at the current state of the union. All right, our kingdom is in heaven. All right, not this world. All right. Israel will fall away. So don't think it's strange that Israel's not going to follow what you say, or your woman's going to follow what you say. Don't think it's strange that she's rebellious. because it tells you here, Israel will fall away. This was actually a song that was sung. And I'll leave it here and get out of here. It says, do a part 2. This is Deuteronomy 31:14, and Yahweh said unto Moses, behold, the days approach that I must die, called Joshua. 31:16, Deuteronomy, and Yahweh said to Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them. I will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. So he's telling Moses and Joshua. That Israel is going to start getting to idolatry and stop worshiping the Most High. All right. So this is a song. Therefore, Moses wrote the song the same day and taught it to the children of Israel. All right. So it's prophesied that our people were going to go off and following the Most High, Yahweh. All right. And it's actually a song. So this was a witness against us. All right. So we know it's nothing strange that, our people don't listen to us when we're out there preaching, that our women are disobedient in the faith and out the faith. All right. It's not strange. We know it says it right here that this is going to happen. All right, so I'm going to do a part 2 and I'll finish this off. All right, so I hope you were edified thus far. Shalom.